Welcome back to part 9 of Mysterious TikToks. We've got a bunch of really good clips in this one, so get yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax. Don't forget to like the video and leave me a comment about anything. I go through all the comments, so if you got any answers to any of these videos, let me know down below. Hope you enjoy. That started going around him. That's possibly the worst place you'd want to see a UFO, where you're strapped to a paraglider and you can't do nothing. Like, could you imagine if it just went in front of his face? What can you do? Imagine that if a little UFO just went alongside him and a little alien popped out the window and went,
Alright, mate, you see this knife here? You tell anyone you saw me, I'm going to cut this cord, alright? We're going to take you back to our home planet and we're going to impregnate you.
It's September 18th, and I have another message from the aliens. Yesterday, I did a live channeling session on YouTube with Gaia and Lilith. They told us a bit more about the alien plant growing in Panama. They also explained that this is a good example of what we can expect more of as we transition to New Earth. In this clip I'm about to share, you're going to see me using dowsing rods. The rods will cross in front or touch my neck to show us yes, and then open wide to mean no. Here is the clip. This plant has been sent to Earth before, just like cannabis and sacred mushrooms were sent to Earth. It was sent to us as a gift. It was sent from another planet. It is sentient. When they say sentient, they mean it has consciousness. It's not toxic and it's not invasive. There's nothing to worry about. Was the object itself the seed? Yes. So that was the seed.
don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, I think what's happened here, she's speaking to evil spirits who are impersonating aliens, giving her information. You know, demons are real and demons can impersonate loved ones, friends, relatives. But I tell you what, if a UFO landed in my back garden and a bunch of aliens walked out and said, all right, mate, we're going to take you back to our planet. You know, we want to ask you a few questions. I mean, I would probably do it. Let me know down below if an alien turned up and asked you to go with them to their planet. What would you do?
NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers posted a spectacular image from the space station.
Wow.
What's known as a sprite. That's a brief blast of electricity that occurs high above thunderstorms in the upper atmosphere.
How come I've never seen this? That's insane. You know what, I was talking about this the other day. I'd love to be above a storm, but I've never heard of a sprite.
It explains that photos like this help scientists better understand this rare phenomenon because ground-based observers rarely catch sprites. The ISS offers an unobstructed view above the storm systems.
That's insane. I've never seen anything like that before. But it goes to show Mother Nature is so interesting and mysterious. I mean, I know it has nothing to do with weather, but how do you even explain consciousness? How do you explain that? Wow. I've never seen a storm like that before. This clip makes me think of scripture. Could you imagine if you yourself were stood there and you heard God speak to you and it was thunder and lightning? How scary that would be. Terrifying. That would be terrifying. You know, we all would love to hear the voice, but to actually hear it and hear lightning, thunder and smashing away, that would be terrifying. So I did some research on this. Apparently, this is an electric ball, and apparently it is real. I thought this was just AI, like most things are nowadays, unfortunately. But guys, can someone comment down below if this is 100% real? Electric orbs, electric balls, do they actually exist? And I've never seen anything like this before. It zapped the pole. Yeah, how come I've never seen this? And imagine if one of these things chased you. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't want to be that guy.
Proof of the dome in beautiful Arizona. Look, do you see the rainbow right there? Look, see the rainbow right there? Look, it's a perfect rainbow. Oh my gosh, it's a perfect rainbow proving the dome. Look at that. What the tell me how that makes sense. Can you see it? I don't even know if you can see it. Because it's kind of, and then over here, it's like, yo, that's crazy. Dude, that literally proves there's a dome. I don't mean to sound facetious either. That's the proof of the dome right there. Tell me how that makes sense in your little globe universe. Whoa.
Yeah, comment down below what you think about that. Is it called the firmament? Can't say that word. There's a lot of people believe that we live in a dome and you can't escape it. Elon Musk has been trying to escape the firmament, that we live in a glass, sort of like a glass dome, like they do on The Simpsons and some movies. But comment down below. Do you believe we're in a firmament? Or do you believe the world's flat? Or do you believe that, you know, we can't get past Antarctica, the wall, the ice wall? Just let me know what you think.
Look at this thing we just found. It's got a Starlink, a bunch of cameras. It's a surfboard with a Starlink and a bunch of cameras. What is going on here? What is that thing? I've never seen. What the heck is that thing, dude? That's crazy. It's got its own internet. It's looking at us right now. How's it going? What the heck? Right in the middle of the ocean. Look at this. What is going on? Is this thing driving itself? Like a surfboard with Starlink and cameras on it in the middle of the ocean. Look at this thing. It's got cameras, it's got a FLIR on it.
That is one of the weirdest things I've seen so far on the channel. What? There's just a random surfboard with Starlink and cameras. I'm speechless. That is the weirdest video I've seen so far. I'm going to need your help on this. Comment down below. Why do you think there's some random surfboard going? Unless it's like Google Maps of the ocean with everything hooked up. And I'm surprised no one stole it. If this was in England, someone would have picked it up and put it on eBay by now.
Absolutely strange sighting coming from Iraq once again of the fabled jetpack man, the witch, or the jellyfish UFO that gets seen all over the world, and more so in Iraq. This basically happened a few days ago in Mosul, Iraq, right? Of this strange object that's floating through the skies, right? Making no noise, not interactive with anything, just kind of moving along its way. And as you can see, the plants in the background, the wind is blowing in the opposite direction of this way, and this object is floating along the same linear plane going the opposite direction, and it's not bobbing up and down, it's not being affected by the wind, it's constant. Now, I've got a compilation for you, okay, of the same similar objects that have been spotted over the years. Now, there was one that happened in Saladin in Iraq as well, at the beginning of this year, which was absolutely just strange, and it kind of sent the internet into emotional turmoil, to say the least, right? Again, here we go. The same exact thing, not affected by the surrounding, just kind of floating along. And it kind of begs the question, are these more so some type of interdimensional encounter where, you know, the veil's kind of thinning and people are witnessing these objects come in that don't really make sense because our brain can't quite perceive them? And also there's another sighting just like this one that happened in Mexico in 2006, and they referred to that one as the witch, right? A paranormal encounter, which is this one. Now, going back through history, in 2003, I think, there was a video of an apparent Gilgamesh that was found, the Sumerian king in Uruk, and people tried to relate that a lot of these sightings may be to do with some of the powers that still reside there. So I don't know, mate. What do you guys think?
That's really creepy. I've seen videos about this, and there's so many of them, all in the same area, and it didn't look fake to me. It didn't look like AI, and that video is very old. Unless it's some sort of military tech that they're experimenting there in that area, I don't know. But it looks so creepy. It looks like a praying man, or a man, yeah, like they said, a man with jetpack. And the second one, when those two guys are just walking down the street and it looks like a witch is like, what? That must have been terrifying to see that just float past your head. Yeah, let me know down below what you think that was. I don't know if it was a drone, a UAP, some sort of device, I don't know, but just let me know. I'm interested to hear it.
With this, This is an ATM where once you put in your debit card, it'll take a picture of you and it'll put your bank account balance on the leaderboards, and it'll rank you among other Art Basel guests to see who has the most money. Currently, number one is $2.9 million. It goes all the way down. I've seen it all the way to like number 79 with $0. A couple of people had $0, but it is just insane.
It displays your bank balance alongside your photo. So that richest dude who's number one with $2 million, everyone's going to be looking for him in that place to rob him. That can't be real, surely, to be that open with your finances. Some people agree with all these cameras and surveillance everywhere because they think it's going to protect them and not be used against them. But if you ask these people, okay, if you don't want privacy, give me your phone and unlock it and let me go through it, they'll say no because it's too personal, it's private. But I don't know, you tell me. So this video is about the conspiracy. This guy is a rapper called David. Very, very, very popular. You've probably heard a couple of his songs. He's got the 4 instead of the A. And a young girl that he used to sing about and was obsessed with was found in the back of his car very recently. So very, very strange. To me, the evidence is clear that he's obviously involved. But let's watch the footage and you let me know what you think, because this is a really creepy, sad story.
Physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear. I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind. But it's really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died. In the back of my mind, I killed you. So it's all in the mind, because that's the most secure place you can be, is in your mind. So if you can expel that thought from your mind, then everything else will just come together.
Yeah, so far it's not looking good for this guy. The girl goes missing, he writes a song about it, they've got matching tattoos, all sorts, and there's plenty of videos of him obsessing over this girl, so it's not looking good. There's so much evidence against him.
That 15-year-old has been identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, but she was reported missing in April of last year, last seen in Lake Elsinore, and we have reached out to the family for more information. But according to TMZ, her body was found in a car registered to the popular singer David. The 20-year-old is currently on tour, and according to social media posts, he performed in Seattle last night. David has millions of followers on social media and is known for the songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me. Now, once again, we are hearing from TMZ. They reported this Tesla is registered to David Anthony Burke, David's full name, and it's believed the car was originally abandoned in the Hollywood Hills near the intersection of Doheny and Bluebird, according to residents. And it may have been there for some time. A resident saying it was damaged and dusty. It was then taken to Hollywood Tow, and video shows that black Tesla surrounded by detectives at the tow yard last week. Now, this was September 8th. Now, this after employees reported a foul odor coming from the car. Once on scene, investigators found the body of a female that we now know has been identified as the 15-year-old. That body was found in the front trunk. According to the medical examiner, she was about 5'2", 71 pounds, and had dark, wavy hair with a distinctive tattoo on her right index finger. We are told the 15-year-old's cause of death has not been determined.
So yeah, you just watch that, how bad that is and how awful that is, right? This is the music video. What do you see there? He's there, and there's an open boot, and they're putting someone in the boot. After watching you go...
So not only do you have a matching tattoo with her, you also made a song about her?
You don't need to be a professional lawyer to put 2 and 2 together there. If he gets away with this, I'll tell you what, someone needs to contact his lawyers, because if his lawyers can let him slide, let the charges go, I don't know what more evidence you would need. Hollywood is just such a weird place, man. I've always called it Holly weird. Because everything around it is just so weird. I would never go there. You can't pay me enough money to go, get involved. I don't care. My Cybertruck caught this on dashcam. What the... That dude just came out of nowhere. Like, there was no one on the street on the left-hand side. He just turned up and he had no hand. See, stuff like this, mysterious, unexplained stuff, it keeps me up at night. It really does. But he just turned up out of nowhere. That's creepy, though. Imagine watching that footage back and you see that. Man, what was that? It looked like it had a solar panel on a pelican. Now we know why it's got unlimited energy, these things. I don't think it was a fake pelican, but I don't know what that was. Maybe it was some sort of tracker as someone owns it. And even if it was a fake pelican, why would you make a fake pelican? What use would that have? I think it was just a tracker. I think that person was being a bit,
I just cracked the code. I just went down this super deep rabbit hole, and I know for a fact that jets don't use any fuel to fly. Now, I know this might sound crazy, but stick with me. I promise you that there's something here. First of all, I want you to notice this. This is on the roof of an ancient Indian temple. An extremely and eerily similar design to an airline jet turbine. Let's take this one step further. These pillars on these ancient temples strongly resemble what a turbine looks like, the whole design of it. These pillars also rotate. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, these ancient temples were power plants. They generated free energy. Now, let's think about this for a second. We are told that a Boeing 747 carries 63,500 gallons of fuel. Where exactly do they put all of this? This is a 60,000 gallon water tank. Just for reference, guys, just think for a second. They say that the fuel is stored in the wings. Where? How does that make any sense to you? This is where this gets really interesting. I was doing some research and this is what I came across, and it made a whole lot of sense to me. So I'm just going to read this for you guys. There's an airplane called the Airbus A380. It weighs 575 tons. Now, to make this absolute mammoth leave the ground and not slam back down to the earth 1 second later, they use ultrasonic levitation, superconductivity, and pulse magnetic zero-point Meissner fields. Jet fuel only powers the turbines to start up, and they cut off from combustion and switch to etheric energy once they reach a certain speed. And this happens when there is a good flow of electrostatic electricity. This is quite literally ancient tech, Cartesian technology, Nikola Tesla's technology. Think about this. Examine how long it takes them to pump fuel in between flights. 60,000 gallons. It literally only takes a few minutes. It almost takes a passenger car less time to fill up a plane. A passenger car requires 2,000 times less fuel. Even if this pump was pumping 10 times more fuel than an average pump at the gas station, it would take them roughly 17 hours to fill up 60,000 gallons.
Yeah, could you imagine if this was true and it was a massive scam? They would be raking it in. Think how many people would have to be in on this lie. Every pilot, you'd even have to make sure that no one sees it when passengers are waiting the board or on board. You'd have to hire every driver and make sure they don't say, the people that fuel the plane, the people that transport the fuel to the plane, every single, to me, that don't make sense. But could you imagine if they actually pulled this off? They would be making so much money. It would be the biggest scam ever. But he is right about the ancient technology. There are things about ancient technology, how they knew so much knowledge about energy. It's crazy. Whoa. What's that Tic Tac UFO again? And they shot it. Yeah, they actually shot it. Imagine that. You could shoot it and then send boats out to go and grab the pieces. Surely they've done this by now. I think they 100% have UFOs in these bases and they've pulled them. It's called, reverse engineering, whatever it's called. They 100% have some, and 100% think they've taken them apart. They're just trying to figure out how to do it. And they will never tell us because it would create a panic. It would create a massive panic.
Am I the only person that thinks it's weird that Russia has just again had another massive earthquake, 7.8, and this behind me, no, this is a month ago or 2 months ago, it's happening again, yes, right now, just the way it did before. And completely 1000% unrelated, the craziest freaking part of all this. Did you know that just 1 hour before this earthquake went off, we had this happen? That's what the president himself had just said in regards to Russia. And also, is Russia using black magic in their military? We'll get to that in a minute, but the weird thing is that these earthquakes are all showing up in the exact same spot. Like really very close to each other and completely 1000% unrelated again. They're always right down the road from Alaska, basically. What's in Alaska? Nothing. Come right back to all these earthquakes. Now, really quick on the Russian military magic, they got Labubus hanging out in their fighter jets. I'm sure it's just because they like them, right? Of course, these people high up would have no idea of any significance with these, right? And just wait for my video later, because the whole entire world structure has changed. Now back to these Russian earthquakes. It's wild. Of course it's unrelated, not connected whatsoever. We know that, but it's just crazy how it always comes at times of political tension. I showed you guys last time this happened how we had that streak run all across the earth through Alaska and Russia.
That is weird how there were so many earthquakes in one place at that specific time, and then you've got the jets flying above with all those creepy dolls hanging in their cockpit. That's a bit... Surely that would be like a health and safety risk, surely. I don't know, there's too many things. You know what? Since doing this channel, my sleep is just getting less and less and less. Because there's so much stuff I think about, and now doing these. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. There was a lot of really strange... I can't get over that paddleboard that had all the cameras on it and Starlink. That was really weird. But anyway, comment down below which one you thought was the most mysterious. And if you've got any answers to any of these, let me know. I hope you enjoy this channel. I'm honestly loving it, guys. And thank you so much for all the likes and the comments. Yeah, I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for part 10. See you then.